in the ancient world, India was the principal trading partner of the Roman Empire. And if you go back to the classical authors, you find that, in fact, Pliny says very clearly that the gold of the West is draining into Indian pockets. These are luxury products that your Indian trading ancestors charged the Romans top dollar for. First of all, what did India trade? So there's one particularly illuminating document which has turned up in Egypt over the last 20 years. It is now in Vienna, called the Mosiris Papyrus. It is a complete detailed shipping invoice, and it gives an incredibly detailed account of one container traveling on one ship, the Hamapollon, that happened to leave India in the mid-1st century AD. This container contained 2 tons of ivory, which was the highest value product, pepper, vast quantities of pepper, silk, cotton, and something called nard, which is a Himalayan product which is used in perfumery and was highly expensive and considered to be a complete luxury object. All these things were luxury objects. You didn't need any of these things from India. And there's a wonderful account by Pliny, who is a recognizable type even today. He's the naval commander. And you can find his sword probably about a mile from here in the Gymkhana, propping up the bar at this moment. And he's sitting there harumphing about decadent ladies in Rome who use this newfangled foreign textile called silk, which you can see their limbs through it, this decadent, unnecessary, expensive. This is what happens to our girls. These women spend it on silk. And then he says, then there's this other newfangled stuff, this black powder that people are putting on their food. And it gives food a certain pungency. What's wrong with olive oil? He says. And so you get the impression this is slightly like getting stuck in duty-free in Heathrow when your flight is delayed and you end up buying the really expensive whiskey that you can't afford from Japan, the expensive French scent, and all the other sort of luxuries that you then feel guilty about and sit around in your house. And that is what this Mosiris Papyrus reveals in great detail, because not only do we have a list of the exact quantities in this one container, we have the exact price of each, plus what the Roman state was taking as the customs take, which is another column in this document. So what it shows, and this was the most surprising thing, was the cost. Everyone knew that there was a pepper trade. Everyone knew that ivory was imported. We've got the yakshi from Pompeii, for example, that obviously arrived from India. What no one knew is how much people were paying for this. And if this one container did make it safely to Alexandria, and we have no notion of whether it actually was dispatched or arrived, just that we have the invoice, then the importer would have had enough money to buy the largest estate in Egypt or central Tuscany and enough spare change to join the Senate. So with one successful trading venture like this, it's a large scale. I mean, 2 tons of ivory is in any period of history a considerable haul. But this one crate, this one container, would have made you the Elon Musk of Alexandria. And even more important, it shows that the take on the customs was so colossal, a third of the value of this. If this was happening 250 times in every trading fleet, they're now estimating that maybe between a third and a fifth of the Roman budget came from the customs on the Red Sea. So not only was India enriched by this trade, the Roman state was enriched through the customs. So exactly and this puts Pliny's complaint into perspective, because everyone was paying ridiculous sums of money for these rare foreign commodities that were arriving in quantities through the Red Sea ports.